Just wanted to do a little what am I working on for 2021 video. See if that's helpful for anyone watching. So one thing I'm trying to do for 2021 is actually play a little bit more golf, practice, and get back to playing more regularly. 2020, my think I honestly I don't think I even played 10 times all year in between going to the range and playing. I don't think I did more than 10 times in 2020, just because I wanted to really make sure my business is growing well, make sure I'm well prepared for any worst case scenarios with COVID, with the uncertainty of COVID. So and it turned out I made the right choice with lockdowns here in Ontario. Just trying to give myself the best preparation possible to weather the storm and continue to grow my business as fast as possible. So here's to hoping 2021 will be a better summer in terms of playing golf, in terms of COVID being gone, in terms of things returning to a little bit more normalcy. So if I play my swing for you guys at normal speed here, I think I hit this. When did I hit this? When did I make the swing here? Let me check while this video plays. This was November 28, 2020. So that was the last time I hit golf balls. I was actually pretty happy with how I was hitting it in this video. I was swinging decently. This was kind of like 70% effort. I think I was swinging at around like 90 miles an hour, as you guys can see in the top right corner. Roughly 5 degrees inside out, 5 degrees down-ish range. So I was hitting it pretty decently, which I was happy with considering that at that point, I probably haven't hit balls for a month prior to that. So if I just watch it at normal speed, I do like how things flow overall, how things are moving overall. So if you go into the nuances of it, things that I really want to make sure I own for this year or continue trying to own is one in the backswing. I just make a backswing without thinking about it too much because of the mental block I had. 6 years ago, it kind of took 7 years ago actually, and it kind of took 5 years to get over. I'm still kind of reworking things on what would be best to kind of start the backswing. So I really like where I am at with the backswing here. Where I turn, the hands take it away, club kind of goes through the hands with a square club face. Shaft is steep enough at P3, so you guys can see at P3 the club points inside the ball, which is kind of my preference, inside or at the ball at P3. And then as you get to the top of the backswing, my left wrist is flat and my right wrist is bent. The only thing that could be a little bit better is I think if I let the hands get a little bit deeper in the backswing as we turn, but I'm not going to be too picky about that. The club's in a pretty good spot. The arms and hands in a pretty good spot. And then as I start the downswing, I start torquing the ground. You guys can see I keep my arms up. I maintain my inclination. So let's just say my shoulders are like that. I maintain my shoulder inclination, my upper body inclination to the ground. So at pelvis to the ball, my arms are still at parallel or above. So around P5, my pelvis is the ball, which I like as a checkpoint. With my left shoulder still pointing down, so I have not tilted back yet, okay? You guys can also see that the shaft shallows pretty decently here in transition, where it starts getting flatter, and then it tracks my right forearm, which I like. So all those things I like, I really like that. If I draw a line on my tush line, I do a pretty good job of keeping that in the backswing. So that's done by me feeling like I torque my right foot into the ground in the downswing to push my butt back. My left leg gets out of the way. So I rotate quite well. I'm pretty happy with how I look at around P5.5. I start to open up, see back of the left leg, back of the left calf, a little bit of the back of the left butt cheek. Left shoulder still slightly lower than the right. Shaft going through the right forearm. I really, really like that. So all those things are really good. As I approach impact, I feel like I've maintained my inclination pretty well. Left butt cheek, left leg, right arm still slightly bent at impact, matching up to the shaft. So all those things are good, okay? So as we go a little bit deeper into this, we can also see that I load into the ground pretty good. I blend squat and rotate together. So right leg regains flex, and I start pushing back up as I go through the ball, which I also really like. So I really like that I'm able to push up and rotate at the same time. And I follow through pretty decently with my arms relatively long in the follow through. and I get to a pretty decent finish there, I would say. So if I play this for you guys at normal speed, I really like a lot of what's happening here. I start the ball slightly right, it curves slightly left. Again, when I swing it well, my delivery is roughly 5 and 5 in terms of angle of attack and club path. I find that gives me a pretty predictable ball flight and hitting a little right to left draws, and then me hitting it down on it enough typically means that my face is not going to overtake my hands too much, which means I'm probably not going to hit a lot of pull draws or overdraws. So all these things are good for me, okay? So one more time here. Pretty decent backswing in my opinion. Arms, hand, club, move, and my torso turn. Could be a little deeper if I was being very picky, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with the spot here. This maybe if my arm was just a little bit deeper this way rather than being here. Therefore, my left shoulder there is just a little bit visible just because my hands aren't deep enough, so my left arm doesn't cover that. But again, little things. Hopefully, if I do get to practice more, and I'm going to try to practice more over the next few months, we can start working on that a little bit more. But pretty happy with how things are flowing overall. I like the takeaway. I like the takeaway. P2 club goes through hands. Face pretty square. P3 shaft is steep enough. P4 left wrist flat, right wrist bent. Shallows out at P5. Left arm still at parallel. Sorry, pelvis of the ball at left arm parallel. And then shaft shallows out nicely. Traces the right forearm as I push and rotate through the ball. So if I play for you guys one more time in normal speed. Flows pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that in all honesty. So hope that helps. Those are some things I'm working towards in 2021. I find these things are generally pretty helpful for the general public, for a general audience. If your lead wrist is flat, if your trail wrist is bent at the top of the backswing, club pointing inside the ball or at the ball at P3, those are all good things. So if I'm just going to run through these checkpoints as a general guideline, if your club goes through your hand somewhat in this area, you're probably going to be pretty decent. Around this area here. The club goes through the hand, slightly out, slightly in. It's okay with square club face. You're probably going to be pretty good. P3, left lead arm parallel. The shaft is going to be pointing at the ball or slightly inside the ball. You're probably going to be pretty good. If at the top of the backswing, your lead arm is covering your chest, lead arm covers your shoulders, lead wrist flat, trail wrist bent, you're probably going to be pretty good. And then, as you can see, I'm also pretty wide here. My trail arm is not folded too much. And then if the shaft shallows out, gets flatter than the top of the backswing, and it traces your right trail forearm, you're also going to probably be pretty good. Lead shoulder still slightly lower than the trail. So all those things are good things to look for, good checkpoints. If you work towards those things, you're probably going to hit the ball better. It's not a guarantee, but you're probably going to hit the ball better. So hope that helps. Any questions, let me know. Leave in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks, guys.